This is one of the most expensive shopping streets in the world. Behind these glass windows lie diamonds worth tens of millions of pounds. Every day, billionaires, celebrities, and members of royal families walk through these doors. Imagine you decided to rob this place, in broad daylight, in front of hundreds of passers-by, a few steps from a police patrol, under the watch of security cameras recording every second of what happens. You'd need to fool the guards, fool the staff, and get away, without leaving the slightest chance of being identified. Sounds impossible, right? Except on August 6, 2009, two men did exactly that. It took them less than 2 minutes. They used professional makeup, business suits, and handguns, and walked out with jewelry worth $65 million. Police would later call it one of the boldest robberies in London's history. In this video, I'll tell you how two robbers fooled one of the most prestigious jewelry houses in the world, what went wrong in their perfect plan, and why one small mistake cost them their freedom. Graff Diamonds isn't just a jewelry store. It's one of the most prestigious diamond houses on the planet, favored by royal families, Hollywood stars, and billionaires from around the world. The company's founder, Lawrence Graff, collected some of the largest and most expensive diamonds in history, later selling some of them at auction for tens of millions of dollars. That's exactly why the flagship boutique on New Bond Street, in the heart of Mayfair, seemed to be flawlessly guarded. This wasn't the brand's first robbery either. Back in 2003, robbers had already targeted another Graff store on Sloane Street, but what happened on August 6, 2009, surpassed all of it. A few days before the robbery, two men approach a professional makeup artist. They claim they're preparing for a music video shoot. For more than 4 hours, wigs, toners, and latex prosthetics work over their faces, completely transforming their features. One of the robbers will later say, "Even my own mother wouldn't recognize me." The logic was simple. If their faces were changed beyond recognition, then even the security camera's curtain, which would capture everything in detail, wouldn't help police find them. The robbers didn't even try to hide from the cameras. That's how confident they were in their disguises. At the same time, they prepare their escape plan. Several cars to switch between, to throw off any pursuit. Everything was planned, except for one detail that would change everything. Two men in sharp business suits pull up to the doors of Graff Diamonds in a taxi. One of them is wearing leather gloves, not unusual to security, who are used to the eccentricities of the ultra-wealthy. They're let inside without question. The men ask to see a 2-carat diamond ring from the display window. Seconds later, they pull out guns. Shop assistant Petra Anar is held at gunpoint and forced to empty the display cases. Rings, bracelets, watches, necklaces. One piece alone will later be valued at more than £3.5 million. Staff are warned, any resistance and they'll be killed. The entire operation inside the store takes less than 2 minutes. Leaving the store, the robbers use Petra as a human shield, but release her at the door and fire a shot into the air to cause panic among passers-by. They flee in a blue BMW. A few streets later, they abandon the car and switch to a silver Mercedes, firing another shot, this time into the ground, to scare off any witnesses. One more car switch, and the trail goes cold. Every stolen stone had been laser inscribed with the Graff logo and a Gemological Institute of America identification number. But as police will later admit, that's no obstacle. The inscription can be polished away by any decent cutter. Scotland Yard launches one of the biggest investigations in British robbery history. But there seem to be no leads. A perfect disguise, a perfect getaway, a perfect plan. Except the criminals, for all their care, overlooked one detail. While all of London is talking about the audacious robbery of the century, Scotland Yard detectives methodically search every car the robbers abandoned. And in one of them, wedged between the handbrake and the driver's seat, they find an ordinary cheap phone with a prepaid SIM card. Police start tracing the numbers connected to it. Who called whom and when. Step by step, call by call, detectives close in on the man who planned and led the entire operation, Aman Kassaye. Within weeks of the robbery, police already have their first suspects, and by autumn 2009, 10 people connected to the case have been arrested. Here's the ironic part. People who planned a disguise so good their own mothers wouldn't recognize them, who planned an escape with 3 car switches, who planned every single detail of the robbery, got caught because of a burner phone they never even threw away, just forgot under the seat in the rush. One small detail, and the entire perfect plan falls apart. At trial, shop assistant Petra Enar identifies Kassaye as the man who held her at gunpoint. Prosecutors will say his face is etched into her memory forever. Kassaye himself will claim the robbery wasn't carried out by him, but by someone remarkably like him. It takes the jury 3 months of trial not to believe it. On August 7, 2010, exactly 1 year after the robbery, Aman Kassaye is sentenced to 23 years in prison. His 3 accomplices each get 16 years. But the biggest question remains unanswered. Where are the diamonds? Of the 43 stolen pieces, only 1 has ever been recovered to this day. Police believe the stones were broken down and recut within hours of the robbery, then smuggled abroad to buyers who were already waiting. The laser inscription with the Graff logo, meant to help identify the stones, can be polished off by any good cutter in minutes. In 2012, 3 years after the robbery, a 16-carat yellow diamond is brought to a pawn shop in Hong Kong for certification. Experts at the Gemological Institute of America check it against their records. And it turns out the same institute had already certified this exact diamond once before the robbery. The stone had simply been recut and looked different now. It's the only piece of the stolen fortune that has ever resurfaced. The other 42 pieces have most likely long since been transformed into other jewelry, scattered into jewelry boxes around the world, with nothing left connecting them to what they once were. Thanks for watching to the end. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next video.